Hey everyone, and welcome to episodes 15 and 16 of the Spartania or Spartacon playthrough with the third Odyssey mod. Now, I gotta apologize for this particular episode, or these two particular episodes, because after recording I realized that for some reason my audio was not being picked up. Like, none of it, neither the in-game sound nor my commentary, which is obviously very upsetting, but I don't really have the time or nerve to re-record all of these two episodes, and the time I spend in between as well. And therefore, I will have to, I'm recording it. Well, I'm recording my voice now, and I will tell you a few of the things that are happening. You will see the two of the episodes in one video right now, and I put them both on double speed. So if you want to watch them on the original or in the original speed, you can simply use the YouTube setting to put it on half speed. Then that will be the original speed. And for those of you who want it even faster, you can obviously go to speed 2, which will in turn be speed 4, but I digress. So once again, I'm terribly sorry for no audio, so I will explain to you a little bit what happened. Now, when we started off, we had a few modifiers that we lost, or that have changed. We lost the lack of admiralty, as well as we have improved our bureaucracy. It was insufficient, now it's reformed, which still gives us a few of the negative modifiers, but it's much better than it used to be. And yeah, that is one nice thing. We basically got this for building a carrack. I think we had one decision at the end of the last episode that made us start building a carrack, and that led to having our first, well, I guess, big ship, and that counts for an admiralty. I'm not really sure how that goes, but anyways, right now you actually see a battle in the Elysian capital of Elysia. We took their capital, and we're fighting okay. We have a lot more morale than the Elysians, but we don't have any tactics advantage or anything else. And I think this battle was one of the few where we actually did not lose more men than the Elysians. But for a huge portion of this war, we actually lost more men, even in fights that we won. And that was a huge drain on our manpower. And you're probably wondering, well, why did I not build mercenaries? And I could have done that, and maybe it would have been a good idea, I don't know. But our economic situation was already relatively bad. We have, like, inflation at 15%, and I could have bought it down, but we lack admin points, like, desperately. This is going to come up in several other episodes as well, in the next episode as well. It's a huge issue because our current ruler has an admin skill of 1. And we need the admin points for the stability, for the reforms. We need it in order to, core all of our lands and other things. And so, yeah, overall, this is a huge issue, and therefore I can't really use the admin points to buy down inflation. And that leads us to a really terrible economic situation that we're in. And therefore, I decided it's not really worth it just to maybe win this one war and get a few more provinces to build a bunch of mercenaries. And so we relied on our regular forces and our manpower, which has been on 0, or at 0, I think, for the entire time of this video so far. And we won another war. This is actually where I decided, okay, we won another battle against the Elysians, but we're not going to be able to win this war or fight this war a little bit or much longer. There you go. And so I decided that we're gonna move south. We'll recapture the war goal, and then basically turtle there. And what happens now is, I'm gonna spoil it a little bit. We're in another battle. I'm just checking the war goals or whatever we can get from the Elysians. They're very adamant about continuing this war, but basically we get into another fight which doesn't turn out particularly well for us, and that is when I decide, okay, we need to get out of this war as soon as possible, because we're gonna get one of our troops stat wiped, or one of our armies stat wiped, and we have no way of recovering them at all. And so there's gonna be this pretty terrible fight, and then I peace out, which is gonna be basically the end of the episode. So, I will show you the end. You can watch it. As I said, you can go a little bit faster as well if you like. But we end up taking only one province in this entire war, and a little bit of war operations as well, I think. But maybe not. Okay, so that was this episode, and I will tune in next time as well. Hey guys, welcome back to what is supposed to be episode 16 of this series. Once again, this is in Speed 2. Now, I'm starting off here showing you the force limit for the Elysian Empire to remind you that I am playing on very hard difficulty, and that obviously means that the Elysian AI gets tons of bonuses in terms of force limit, but also manpower and many other areas. So that is the reason why they're so powerful. And I also obviously show you that they have, just a lot more men than we do. And it takes us a long time to recover. So what I've been focusing on was, first of all, I declared a war on Arapaho in between episodes. They were just a small native tribe that I decided to take out. And we do have the decision to build a port in Chichen Itza, and obviously we'll go for that. Our monetary situation is good because right now, obviously, our army is diminished. Like, we have almost no troops. And so, also, obviously, I reduced the funding for them. So, that is the main, that's our main expense, our army. And, well, now that we lost most of them, or don't have to pay for them, or not as much anyway, we're actually making bank. And I decided to use that, our huge income, to actually build up a few more colonies. So, as you can see, the Elysians have actually landed in Southern California, or the southern peninsula of California, Mexican California, and that will not do. I have no clue how much further they want to expand, but as you can see with the Iroquois, I decide that I will kind of colonize around them so that at least they're contained, so that the majority of the lands in the west are ours. And that actually works quite well. As you can see with the Iroquois, it has already worked. They can't really go anywhere else. And with the Elysians, it's a little more difficult, but I can spoil that much. They do eventually not continue their colonization efforts in that particular area. Now, other than that, I've actually started building a fortification on the Elysian border because, we need fortresses. We definitely need static defenses just to give our troops a little bit of breathing room, especially now that we have so many fronts where we can be attacked from. We have the Elysian mainland, they have Florida, which can threaten us from the south, they obviously now have California, and they have whatever lands they hold in Middle or Central America. And so I want to have a few fortresses that just hold them off for a while. And I do not mean to go to war with them right now. We really have a long time to build up before we can go to war with them again. Yeah, other than that, I brought this up beforehand, but the lack of admin points is a real big issue because we actually have a lot of possibilities to spend our military points on ideas, most significantly, but we cannot really spend our diplomatic points because, first of all, we don't have an idea group that really fits. So I can't really use that. And there's nothing else to really spend diplomatic points on because for some reason our vassals are considered to be too far away from us, so we can't annex them. And so what I do is, I end up just spending these diplomatic points on developing. Now, I for a moment thought about abdicating our ruler Leonidas II because his heir at least has 2 more admin points, but I eventually decided against it because I just don't really like the abdicate button. It's not like it's bad. We could easily recover the prestige from our prestigious conversions, and the legitimacy is just going to go back up. But I don't know. I just felt like not doing it. It's just, I don't know. I don't like the idea of abdicating. I don't remember many rulers who did that, and so I decided against it. But I have to assign some estates. That's just pretty casual. And that was basically my main concern, to contain the Elysian colonization efforts and build up for our eventual war. And basically, now that we had contained the Iroquois in the north, I then decided that we're gonna colonize to the Shoshone, so we could attack them. Then from Shoshone, we could go on to one of our vassals, and then to the Pawnee and Blackfoot. There was a pretty good connection of only one province in between, and that would basically give us control over the entirety of the west coast. Or, well, not just coast, the entirety of the United States, except for the provinces that the Elysians already hold. And that is the plan. Yeah, other than that, not really much happened. Obviously, as I mentioned, inflation is still a big problem. I do try and get an inflation reduction guy from the estates. That is not really possible because the merchants don't have enough influence, but they will get influence later. So I am able to recruit them later on in between episodes, which is really nice. But yeah, that was really all I had to say. So for the rest of this video, there will be no audio. Thank you still so much for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed it regardless. And next time, episode 17 will have audio again. So yeah, I hope I'll see you guys then.